So guys, welcome back to another episode of Extinction Ascended. Last we left off, it was a very stressful Giga tame. So if we go up here, we've got our Giga just right in front of our Diamantinosaur. We're gonna bring Duolingo with us because today, remember when I said there were two creatures what we were gonna tame? That new creatures that came out? We're going to try and tame the other one. It's called an Edmontonia, and those are just regular crystals. But yeah, anyway, we've got 3 blue crystals to open up, first of all. I cannot find my regular crossbow. I'll tell you how to tame it later. Right now, let's see what we got for crystals. Just some regular ones. Okay. Alright, so we got 3 blue crystals. We're going to look at them in today's episode. And then I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. Alright, so if we can get a good crossbow here, let's see. A slightly better riot shirt. We'll take that. Okay. Okay, I can't seem to crack that for some reason. There we go. We got some better leggings. Okay, that's cool. Some better leggings. Let's go ahead and go into cosmetics, wasteland. Put on some pants. Change that. And then finally, let me go back into here. A stone hatchet. Alright, nothing crazy. Alright, let me see if I can find my crossbow anywhere. There it is. Alright, we're going to take the crossbow. We've got some flame arrows. What we want to do, this is how you tame an Edmontonia. So basically, it loves fire. Anything fire. And we also need a torch for this. So what you gotta do, when it walks around, you gotta wait for it to sneeze, and then it will have this little cloud, and you gotta ignite that cloud. And then it will start the taming process. Then what you gotta do is you gotta aid the Edmontonia in fights by setting the creature on fire, that it's fighting on fire. That basically improves its, impression towards you. So yeah, it should be easy enough. That's basically all there is to it. There's another blue crystal. I'm just going to open this real quick. Hopefully it could be a better crossbow. A helmet, which is slightly better. Let me put the helmet on, I guess. Okay, that's full. Never mind. Okay, let's put this away. Let me go into cosmetics, wasteland, and let me put this on. How does that look? Okay, you know, it looks cool, I guess. Not properly rendered in, but whatever. Alright, so now, the Edmontonia, they basically spawn in the desert, and I have checked. They do spawn on, what's it called? Scorched Earth? Yeah, or the desert, Extinction, the desert biome. So we're going to take the owl griffin over to the desert. I don't know what that love thing was, but whatever. Alright, let's head over to the desert. The game will probably be a little bit framey. I thought I saw a beautiful looking enforcer. What level are you? 10? Really? I'm still looking for like a 140 or higher. Alright, so what we're going to do, we're going to see if we can find ourselves a high-level Edmontonia, 130 or higher. I'm a little confident in this. I've watched Syntax video. I have a general idea on how to do it. So, we just basically hope and see if this works. So, alright. What level is this enforcer? You are a 35. Alright, we can do way better than that. Let's head into the desert and see what goes on from here. That's a Megatherium, a purple Megatherium with green feet. That's a 20. Alright. Let's head over to the desert. I think this is the desert. Are we heading towards the desert? Yes, we are. So yeah, they spawn in the desert, so we don't really have to worry too much about whatever, so yeah, there we go. So, when we get to the desert, we have to find one and wait for it to sneeze, basically. Yeah, that's what we gotta do. I know it's a weird way of taming it, but that's it's the way. I've made some flame arrows as well as a torch. I never really used the torch because I don't really see a purpose in it. But now it basically has a purpose, pretty much. They're relatively big. Not too big, but like they're bigger than ankylos. I hear they are bigger than ankylos. So we'll have to see what goes on here. See if we can find a relatively high level. Maybe I'll go for a 100 or something. Or a 120. Just to see how it goes. And then maybe later on, if it goes well, we could lean towards a higher level. Well, you don't want them to be too close to water either, because it'll defeat the purpose of the fire. So yeah, we want them to be relatively far away from water. Well, speaking of which, I should probably fill up my jar real quick. Oh, is that another vintage laylapse? When are we going to come across a regular one? Do regular ones even spawn here? Alright, let's kill you and hope we get some good loot from you. Alright, do we get any good loot from you? 160? Not really. 121? Yeah, we didn't get any good loot, really. Alright, let's keep going. Alright. I keep finding all these vintage laylapses, but no regular laylapses. I would love to tame one at some point. Oh, hello. There's one of those paddle-tail spinos that I tamed last time on Australos. I didn't know they spawned on Extinction. I wasn't sure if they did. Well, at least we know they do. If I find a high-level version, then I'll definitely see if I can tame it. Oh, there's a Gigantophus here. Apparently they spawn on here too. This guy's only a level 5. But we've got one anyway. I already tamed one in the center. I didn't know they spawned on Extinction. That's good to know. Now, I haven't found an Edmontonia in the desert yet, but apparently they can also spawn in the sulfur fields. So we're going to take a look there and see if we can find one. What level's a Spino? That's a 140 male. 32 into melee, 18 into health. I might keep a ping on you. Let's mark you down on the map. Let's call you 140 Spino. I'm not sure if the Spino we have is a male or a female, but I'm going to mark it down just in case. There's another Paddletail Spino. This one's a level 10. So at least we know these guys spawn on Extinction. Though this is kind of a bad place for it to spawn because it kind of defeats the purpose of the whole fish thing. So yeah, I really don't see the point in the Paddletail Spino spawning here. A Paleo Spino. What's the... A 130 Paleo Spino. 26 into health, 24 into melee. That looks cool. I might try to tame that. Hold on. Give me a second while I mark this on the map. There's another. Okay, these Paddletail Spinos. I found 3 of them so far. They're all low levels. Like, one was like a 10, one was like a 15, and then that one was a 25. So at least we know the general area where they spawn. We got a 25 regular Spino, a 35 regular Spino, and there's another one right here that's a 10. Alright, that's good to know. That's good to know that they spawn around here, those Paddletail Spinos. There's another Paddletail Spino. This one's a 5. Alright, I've been finding Paddletail Spinos left and right. It's good to know that they spawn around here, as well as the sulfur mines. Alright guys, I found one. This is a 125. So let's just kill everything in the area. Kill anything aggressive in the area. Because we don't want anything aggressive around. I've been searching for about, I'd say about an hour. And finally found one. So Now what we need to do is, we need to take our torch out. Where's the torch? Where's the... Ow. Okay, great. There's a wolf attacking me. Let's kill you. Alright, nothing attack me. While I try to do this. Alright. Here we go. Now I'm looking at him. Alright, we're playing music, I guess. Let's put you away, I guess. And now we gotta aid it in combat. He wants to start... Oh, it's an aloe. Alright, cool. Alright, it's 4 for this one. Okay. Ooh! You'll become disappointed if you don't use fire damage. Alright, 20%. So I guess we gotta do this 4 more times? I guess? There's music playing in the background. I don't know if it's gonna get me copyrighted, but whatever. So I guess we just wait for the next creature to spawn in. Yeah, random creature. Alright, what is it this time? Another aloe? Looks like it's a wolf, okay. Okay, that was a miss. Oh, we did it. We killed it. Alright, cool. How are you doing on health, buddy? Okay, you're doing great, actually. Yeah, we need to make sure this guy doesn't reach low health. Okay, that's a raptor. Of course there's a raptor after me. I'm just gonna kill that raptor real quick. Alright, what are you fighting this time? Looks like it's another wolf. No, it's a saber. Oh, we did it. Oh, it lost taming. Okay. Lost a little bit of taming, but you know what? It's fine. The smaller creatures. Don't be another smaller creature, please. I'd rather you be a bigger one. Alright, we still got all of its taming effectiveness. Alright, please be a bigger creature this time. Another... Get out the way! A terror bird this time. That was a miss. Alright, we did it. Okay. How are you doing on health? You are doing pretty good, actually. Alright. These smaller creatures are a lot harder to hit. I would like to see a larger creature. You know, let's see if we can fight a larger creature. Something a little bigger. Something a little easier to hit. What is it this time? Looks like it's another wolf. Okay. Alright, that was a miss. Oh, we got him. 89%. We're almost there. Okay. I think one more will do it. This is kind of fun, actually. Oh, this is a 125, so it's not going to have the greatest stats, keep in mind. Alright. An aloe. Okay, we got an aloe. Alright. And there we have it. Edmontonia has been tamed. Okay. So we got like 2 saddles for it. We got the flamethrower saddle and then we got the regular saddle. I only have the flamethrower saddle for right now. Which looks really cool, actually. I can't wait to test this creature out. So let's, I don't know, should we... Let's check out its stats here in the desert. Okay, let's see what we got for stats. Alright, so let's put the Edmontonia a little higher up to the top. Alright, so for stats, we got 25 into health, 34 into stamina, oxygen, food, no one cares, 31 into weight, 34 into melee. Alright, let's check this guy out. Let's see what we got. Game. Okay, the game keeps freezing a little, which I don't like. Alright, they still haven't fixed that glitch where the dead raptor you can hear the dead raptor growling. Alright, left click is the... Looks like it's the fire melee attack. 420. Not bad. The right click is like a tail swipe. 684. That's not bad either. Alright, so let's see. Does C do anything? I think that's bite. What does C do? 210. Oh, there's baby Trudon? Dimetrodons? That is adorable. That is actually adorable. I kind of want to keep you alive. Alright, so spacebar is toggle turret. I don't have any ammo. I will worry about that later. I think we can, like... I think we gotta get spark powder. That's a 140 Morella tops. Alright, let's see what else we can do. If we hit these rocks... Oh, we collect spark powder! Okay, that's very interesting. I love how we do that. Alright, so we got 92 ammo. So if we go into ammo mode or turret mode, let's see what we do. 420. Okay. We still do about 420. Not really sure how the melee thing works. Well, you know what? Let's take this thing back home. Got plenty of spark powder for days. I'm going to drop everything else. We've got about 41 levels. We only have like 5,400 health. Let's go up into health. Maybe get you up to 50k. Get your weight up to like maybe 2k. Stamina's fine. And then just put the rest into melee. Alright, we're not the quickest, which is okay. So let's see what the left click does now. Left click does 1708. What does right click do? Right click does 2776. And then I think C is the bite. I'd like to see what C does. And then 854 for the bite. That's good. That's actually really good. Alright, let's take this guy home. Let's get this guy home. And then we'll fly him back to base. And see how good he is. Alright. Alright, let's get out of here. That Yudi was cutting it close. Dangerously close. Alright, so we tamed ourselves in Edmontonia. Pretty straightforward. Easy to tame, you know? Just something easy. Not convoluted like some of the other tames. Yeah. Pretty easy. Alright, let's head back home. And then we'll take a look at it. And then we'll see what else we can do. So I'm thinking... in next episode, we will tame those two Spinos that we came across. 130, that 130 paleo, and the 140 normal. And we'll see what kind of stats they have. I have a feeling the 140 male is going to have terrible health, but it might have really good melee. I think the other one had terrible melee. I think. Not 100% sure. And we are back at base. So I think I should just leave the Edmontonia like over here or something. Mr. Edmontonia. We'll leave you here. And we'll keep the spark powder on you. I'm pretty sure you eat berries. Yep, you do. I'll give you some berries a little later. Alright, let's check on our gachas and see if we've got anything good from them. Anything good? No, just regular ones. Do you have any levels? You've got one. And you've got one as well. I'll give you guys some plant species Y seeds in a minute. Let me just see what else we got. Anything from you? Alright, there we go. Maybe they'll drop some better crystals now, hopefully. In the meantime, let's unload these regular crystals. Clay, corrupted wood, batch, stone, sulfur, stone, red crystallized sap, stone, batch, stone, black pearl, black pearl. We got a reinforced gate, apparently. Whatever, black pearls, black pearls, black pearls, and black pearls. We got way more black pearls than I know what to do with. That's kind of funny, actually. Apparently we got a reinforced stone gate. I think that was a primitive one. There was like one primitive one, I think. Oh, we got a ramshackle one. We did get a ramshackle one from one of them. Let's see if we got anything from the other. Hold on. Alright. Maybe we'll get something from you. You're just a regular one. Alright. Let's see if we can get something good out of this. But first, let's check on the other one. See if we've got anything from here. Nah, just a regular one. Alright, cool. Alright, we'll let those pile up again, and we'll see what this one has. A better rifle or a better crossbow would be nice. A shotgun? You know what? That'll be good for the Dreadnoughtus tame. Alright, and with that, that is going to wrap it up for this episode. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. It will really help out a ton. But until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.